Okay, fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Oh, it feels good to be back with the cave fam and back at home, y'all. Busy weekend. We're gonna get into that. Make sure you guys stick around for the end to hear how my little Thanksgiving weekend was with the family. But hey, we got an hour-long banger we're about to get into right now, so make sure you sit back, grab your drink, and enjoy the show.
That is the origin of the song called Jingle Bells, and One Horse Open Sleigh by J. Pierpont. It's all about the color with the bells around the necks of the slaves, so the owners could hear when they were trying to flee. You can visit these bells at the Bullock Museum. So it is not a Christmas song for kids. You should read more about James Pierpont. The next time you should think twice before singing this song called Jingle Bells. So when those poor people were trying to flee, and the owners heard the sound coming off the jingle bells, they searched after them on the one-horse open sleigh. Now you know and understand the origin of the song called Jingle Bells on the one-horse open sleigh by Pierpont.
Crazy, huh? Our origins, or things that we don't even think about, that we sing, that we hear on the radio. I ain't gonna lie, I've been listening to Christmas music. Y'all, I'm getting in the mood. Been a while since I had a Christmas to share with somebody, you know? These origins, they come from dark places.
George, in your stand-up routine, are you going to cover the Diddy scandal at all? Like, have you thought about jokes, or is it off limits? What do you think?
No, we have like sort of.
'Cause you've always been outspoken. You've always been real in your routines. Have you thought about covering it and how you're going to approach it?
I probably won't.
You're not. Why not? Why?
Denied bail, you know, that's kind of family only.
If he's convicted, do you think you'll? No. Okay. So you think Diddy's off limits completely? Why though? His response to why Diddy is off limits, he did not make sense. I did some research into George Lopez and Diddy's relationship. I did not find any connections, guys. I did find a tweet. George Lopez in a tweet said, "I woke up this morning feeling like P. Diddy," which I think is a line from a Kesha song. If it was just one tweet, so that doesn't mean anything. Comedians, they tend to not kind of hold back on material, and if it's talked about, it's of public interest, they tend to make material out of these major pop culture stories.
Here's what it looks like in US versus UK. In US, it's potatoes, vegetable oil. Then you have canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, natural beef flavor. Then you got dextrose, sodium acid, pyrophosphate, salt, fried and vegetable oil, blend with citric acid, and wow, dimethyl poly. All right, let me try it.
Can't even pronounce it.
Dimethyl poly. It's great. And dimethyl polysiloxane. Now, when you look at McDonald's fries in the UK, it's potatoes, vegetable oil, sunflower, rapeseed, dextrose, fried in non-hydrogenated vegetable oil. Salt is added after cooking. UK, pretty simple. In US, add a bunch of other preservatives to it. Now, let's look at ketchup. This is US versus UK and US. Ingredients: tomato, concentrate, distilled vinegar, high fructose, corn syrup, salt, spice, onion powder, natural flavoring. You go to UK. Tomatoes, spirit vinegar, sugar, salt, herb extracts, and spice. Notice on both of them, we're adding a bunch of stuff in US. Why?
You know, that makes me think that the powers that be don't want us to prosper. You know? Because why in all the other countries it's not like that? And these were all founded in America. McDonald's was founded in America. But yet they're giving us the terrible ingredients while other countries ban those ingredients. So powers that be don't want this mind to expand, y'all. They want it shrunken. Anyone that's eating bad for a long time and then eats clean for a few days, you see how that mind starts coming. You start dreaming, y'all. That third eye starts opening. You start dreaming and start seeing the possibilities. And then when you eat bad, back it goes down, back to being like thinking about the past.
Freedom is a different thing in Texas. They are not interested in controlling your, what you buy and where you go and what you do on your land. You can own a zebra. They don't give a fuck. There's more wild tigers, or there's more tigers, actual tigers, in captivity, in private collections in Texas than there are of all of the wild of the world.
That's insane. Well,
he's not lying. I'm in Texas. I know a lot of the listeners are in Texas, a lot of the Cave family. If I wanted to, I can get a little 1-bedroom mobile home. I could throw that in my backyard and rent it out. I don't got to ask permission from nobody. Arizona, that's a no-no. That is a no-no. You will get a fine at your door. They will come and shut that down ASAP. Texas doesn't care, y'all. It's crazy.
Find them. This will continually predict every harmonic node, every wave function. It will continue on. They overlap on each other. That's just one of the
How cool is this?
Pretty cool.
The problem that you're in right now, everything that you touch in this space made of spheres and platonic solids and whatever, you could spend your entire life, and I've seen people do it, staring into this and just finding cool thing after cool thing, thinking that you're seeing Jesus. I promise you. I want you to hold this in your hand.
It's a law, actually, in Hawaii that you cannot put any trees with fruit on it anywhere, and it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder that
What's the law?
You can't put trees with fruit on public lands. Trees with fruit on that. But that's everywhere. But look over here. Look at all the trees you see. Why isn't there food? Because they rather push stuff like social classes, stuff like the EBT card and these different things. Why is there no food on any of the trees? Just think about it in your head. Take a drive down the road and say, today I'm going to count how many trees I count before I see one tree with food. Will you see one tree with food? And that's what I've been talking about. I mean, I talk about that all the time. And it's to push these things.
Now, when I first heard that, I thought he meant private property, like my own residence. I can't do it. He's saying public. Like the city can't even do it. The city of Maui or whatever can't go out there and plant. Because I know in Arizona, there's some spots, some neighborhoods, they have orange trees or lemon trees. But, that's true. They could put a orange tree down the whole block and, free oranges for everybody. But ain't no profit in that.
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help fight HIV AIDS.
Hey, that's cold-blooded. He threw Elton John under the bus. Sir Elton John. Look at this one more time, y'all. Look at Elton John. What the hell? That ain't got nothing to do with that. That's you, fool. That made me laugh so much when I saw this one. We got to watch it one more time. Look at poor Sir Elton John's face, y'all. Like, what?
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help fight HIV AIDS.
There needs to be an investigation. There needs to be a boycott because they just hide in plain sight at this point. They don't even try to disguise it. Here comes the voodoo witchcraft magic once again in Arrowhead. 1917 game, 57 seconds on the clock. Aiden O'Connell and the Raiders are driving down the field. Cooking. First down, ball on the 39. Right here, watching this game, it's honestly sad. You start to get an eerie feeling that something horrible is about to happen. That it's too good to be true, that the 2-9 Raiders are gonna beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Taylor Swift didn't show up to watch this bullshit. We've seen it before, we'll see it again. They clock the ball, and here come the Vegas phone calls. Carlson's missed about 47 field goals today. He's gonna keep that trend going if he can. You think Mahomes is worried? He knows they're about to win this game in any way possible. Anyone with a brain saw this coming from a mile away. Snap comes early, O'Connell drops it, Chiefs have the football. They should change the letters of the NFL to the WWE at this point. And here we go. If you're an opposing team or an opposing fan and you see these boneheads get together, it's a death wish. And they're not gonna call a false start to make it 3rd and 8. They're gonna call an illegal shift. Therefore, the Chiefs can decline and take the ball. This happens to no other team in the National Football League week after week. I'm fucking done. I'm done with this team. It is clockwork every week. I'm done. And of course, show Miss Swift. There she is. Of course, what else is new? Chiefs win, Swift wins. Everyone goes home happy in Kansas City.
I should be out and about. I got my keys, bro. What the fuck is that?
What is that? What is that, puppy? What is that? What the fuck? Oh my god, no. Fuck that.
Yeah, hell no.
That. Hi guys, good morning. What? Okay, no. Let me record. What? Let me record. No,
Alright, Slowbot, come over here. It's time for a break. Yeah, let's play a game. Rock, paper, scissors.
Alright, explain me the rules.
Explain you the rules? What do you mean? I'm pretty sure I saw you playing this with Kim K.
No, it was probably my cousin or something.
What's your cousins? Alright, anyway. So you have rocks beat scissors, then scissors beats papers, and papers beat rocks. Alright, you got it?
Yes, I'm ready.
Alright, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, man, I thought you didn't know how to play. 1, 2, 3. Come on, man. Like, I thought you didn't know how to play this game. Like, explain me, how can you win every time?
I can explain why I win every time.
Yeah.
I lied.
You lied to me?
Yeah, but it's not a big deal. I pretended not to know the rules so that while you were explaining them, I was actually scanning your facial expressions and hand movements. This allowed me to predict your next move with only a 10% margin of error.
No.
Is the Illuminati real?
I think they are.
Do you know?
No, I don't know anyone in there.
Does she know?
She's telling the truth.
You will be another member of the Illuminati. That's my favorite thing.
I love that thing too.
Everyone always thinks we're part of the Illuminati. And somebody was like, yeah, they're witches. I'm like, if I'm a witch, I have the least amount of power in the world.
Like, but that is like such a thing. Like I have like friends whose moms are like,
a thing.
Is it true? And I'm like, what?
I had a family member ask me.
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
So scary.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Is the Illuminati real?
No, I don't know.
She is being truthful.
Hold on, let me tell you something. This is mind blowing. Do y'all know that snake's venom or a serpent's venom, the anti-venom for that, if you get bit, do y'all know what they use? Do y'all know what they use? They use lamb's blood. A lamb's blood cures or acts as an anti-venom to a snake bite. The lamb's blood acts as an anti-venom for a snake bite, for a serpent bite. A lamb's blood. a lamb's blood. Bro, just if that bro, like Revelation. Is that not Revelation, bro? Like, am I tweaking? A lamb's blood is the anti-venom for a snake. The lamb's blood is an anti-venom. The lamb's blood, Jesus's blood. Let me chill. If that's not wild to y'all, I don't know what is.
All right. Okay, fam, I need my fact checkers out there because I always thought that snake venom is the anti-venom to snake venom. You know, Donald Cowboy Cerrone is out there in New Mexico hunting rattlesnakes and getting their venom because they pay you. Just throwing a number out there, y'all. Don't take this for 100%, but $5,000 for some snake venom. So he goes out there and, you know, gets snake venom. Is that true? I always thought rattlesnake venom was anti-venom for rattlesnake venom.
This, under current VA policy, if a veteran who defended this country has to go to the VA and ask for help managing his or her financial affairs, the VA automatically reports that veteran to the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System. We call it NICS, and that veteran loses his firearm. He loses his firearm automatically. No due process. No questions asked. This decision has not been made by a judge. It's being made by a bureaucrat. All our amendment would do would be to say, the VA, just because you've asked for help with your money, cannot automatically take away your firearm or report you to NICS.
You can't make this up. Of course he has his own crystal ball. I mean, we all know what Marina Abramovic said about him.
He's the magician who wakes us up. That he is the magician of the highest order, to create confusion in order that the human beings define new order. Because since Trump is around, things are changing.
I mean, I guess it's just a coincidence what MAGA means in Latin, and how throughout the years we had plenty of articles like this. Not to mention how people were trying to curse him, but they fear that he may have had magical protection. Well, that's a strange thing to say. Oh, we can't forget about his best buddy who likes the dark version of it, who also seems obsessed about magic 8 balls, as we see here on the 21st of November, as well as on the 18th of November. Seems like we could save a lot of money by switching to a magic 8 ball. In February of this year, literally a magic 8 ball could do a better job of class balance. And then he made this poll on the 17th about how a magic 8 ball would do a better job of deciding interest rates. And I guess it's just a coincidence how Trump's magic ball is a white ball, but the magic 8 ball is a black or dark ball. You know, just a coincidence, where it tells you the prediction inside of a pyramid. But hey,
is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No. And I was very clear and I said no. It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No. I've been very clear. The president's been very clear when we've been asked this question.
His son, Hunter, is also up for being sentenced next month. Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
Breaking news. Hunter Biden has been pardoned by President Joe Biden.
Okay, so these are the new digital price screens. So the whole goal of these is to adjust the prices on the items as they become more in demand. So for example, right now these are 90 cents. Let's say around 6 o'clock or during the busier time.
Wow.
These will go up to $1. They'll fluctuate based off of demand. So these are connected to the Wi-Fi and to the registers. Once the inventory on these items become low, the prices will start to shoot up to $1.20. They're gonna start incorporating all these all over. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. I'll come back later on in the day and you'll see this go up and down in price. You'll see it go as low as like 89 cents, which is pretty crazy.
Who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? That is that. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's under direct control of the director of the FBI, just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out, because they do that because this is another government gangster operation. All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game. That's why you don't have a black book.
But the black book, it's not just sitting. I mean, that's Hoover power times 10.
And to me, that's a thing I think President Trump should run on. On day one, roll out the black book. And not just that.
Like, that's not going to do... I mean, he won, so I guess it's just 2020's hindsight, right? But so let's just say this was before the election. That ain't going to do it. I don't think. Like, okay, you're going to roll out some celebrities, some things we already know. You're going to give us the truth. The world ain't going to change. He didn't do that. He came out and said, we're going to do something with interest rate immigration. That's what's going to matter. But anyways, he won, y'all. A little late on it. Sorry.
On day one, roll out all of the text message communications we were told were deleted. On day one, play the rest of the video of the pipe bomber. On day, one of the reforms I talk about in Government Gangsters is you need a central node to be continuously declassifying. This is another thing they do. They overclassify. And I'm telling you, as a former number 2 in the IC, they overclassify 50% of the stuff there to protect the deep state. Oh, no, you can't see that. Nothing to see here. Gina was a master at it, of doing it. And we still haven't seen half of the Russiagate report that we wrote. Still under lock and key. On how the ICA was originally constructed. We put 10,000 man hours against John Brennan's team that did it. And we found out why they came up with their bogus conclusion. But we couldn't sell it to the world because we couldn't talk about it. And the government gangsters came in and buried it. All of these things, there needs to be a continuing central power, whether it's the White House or offsite, that says, every request that comes in, just right out the door, as long as it's not a major threat to national security.
Have you seen the Blizzard? When that guy takes the Blizzard from Dunkin' Donuts and he puts like the clear cup next to it so you can see how much sugar?
Yes.
It's 183 grams of sugar. So
Okay.
this is it. That's so insane to take that much sugar in a drink. Look at that stack of sugar cubes. So it's 34 teaspoons or 51.5 cubes of sugar. Holy Jesus.
It took me 28 years to realize who's the real villain in The Wizard of Oz. We grew up believing the Wicked Witch of the West is the villain of the story, but is she? Think about it. Her sister gets murdered and her shoes are stolen by Glinda, shoes that are silver in the original story and belong to her mother. And what about Glinda, the good witch of the South? She literally used Dorothy to kill the Witch of the East. Not to mention she avoided telling Dorothy she could have used the shoes to go back to Kansas.
You've always had the power to go back to Kansas. I have.
Then why didn't you tell her before? But rather, she left Dorothy going through the yellow brick road to meet the wizard, who actually left the kingdom right after. And by the end of the movie, by using Dorothy, she eliminated all her competition in the realm of power. So who's the real villain?
Who do that belong to?
I actually threw away all my meditation books, all my books on yoga, all my like. It wasn't just the stuff that people considered spooky. So I posted this post on Instagram where I just took a picture of a good chunk of these books that I took from my library. I have like I don't want to say that they were haunting me, but it's like I already knew they were there. I have my son who's growing up and is becoming curious, and it's like, there were some art books I threw away too that weren't in that picture that were like, I don't know if I want my kid to look at that, but to me it was like I came to this really awesome realization that night that I decided to post that was that like I don't want these crutches in my life anymore. and that's what I really saw them as, is like, okay, like, I just want Jesus. And it's a very narrow road, right? Like, I feel like all these other, like, these breathing techniques, or these, or like spell work, or whatever, like, nature worship, all these things, it's like, they're just crutches. They're not really like my answer. Yeah. So that was like, it was a symbolic gesture, I guess, in a way, but it was my first like proclaiming of where I stand with certain things. And it was crazy to watch the reaction, because in the comments, it was like, I feel like you could see literal demons hissing at each other. And it was coming from both sides, from people that were like, oh, I don't think Aleister Crowley's evil, or hey, like, why would you throw this away? You should give them to people, like, that's so wasteful, or whatever. And that night, I feel like 2 people came to my house. So at the time we lived in LA, and we had a gated house, and I was upstairs with my son, and the doorbell rang, and we had like a security system, and my husband looks, and it was, he screenshotted it, and it was just this possessed person, who just was like, hi, I don't want to freak you out, but I just want to know if I could please have those books, like, I really need those books. I need those books. And it was just like, and you could see the darkness in this eye. And like, a lot of people, especially in the Christian community, like, call everything demonic. And I don't think everything is demonic. Like, but in this case, I was like, I think this is a definition of a demon. Like, this person is possessed and is no longer in control of what they would normally do, because they're obsessed either with fame or with the desire to bring certain evils into your life. I think that's crazy. My husband ushered him away. Then the second person came, and they tried to break into our trash cans.
Wow.
Which I had already thrown.
To get the books.
Yes. Yeah. Which were all readily available online anyway. I mean, I did have like first editions of stuff, but it's like, what is it in you that's like so desperate for, like, again, trying to find these answers in the wrong places, a literal trash can.
To get weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. And at that point, novelty theory can come out of the woods, because eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on? It's just too nuts. It's not enough to say it's nuts. You have to explain why it's so nuts. So between now and 2012, the next 14 years, I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation, because the systems which are in place to keep the world sane are utterly inadequate to the forces.
Yeah, that's not good.
They got him. They got him. Like right here, man. We got Jonah Hill, okay? You remember before and then after? Dude, the blonde hair. It's always the blonde hair, dude. He lost all this weight and then now he's all weird and I just, yeah. Mr. Pete Davidson, before and after blonde hair. Now, Pete, you also dated Kim Kardashian, so... A lot of it boils down to P. Diddy is what a lot of people are saying. And you know, like just like LeBron said, there's no party like a Diddy party. And Jay-Z, well, he's a man of few words because he knows he's at this point. But backing up to the blonde hair, and then there's the pearl necklaces, okay? These pearl necklaces is very, very weird. Okay, so do y'all know what a pearl necklace actually is? Okay, well, pearl necklaces and blonde hair is the best search you can possibly do. And we're going to cover all that. But first, I'm going to show y'all just a couple more examples, so to speak, of the pearl necklaces. I just want to know how it is MGK, man, back to him, how he actually... I just don't understand it, man. Y'all have a good day.
They made
incandescent bulbs illegal in the U.S. Last year.
Sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. So you used to be able to buy incandescent bulbs because your body likes them. So last year, they put a fine in place of about $440 per bulb if a company sold a bulb. So I bought a few thousand incandescent bulbs right before they became illegal. So my house has amazing lighting. And when I run out of
What
those...
are Edison bulbs?
Edison bulbs are LED. They're just much better than the big bright ones.
So Edison incandescent are illegal?
If they're incandescent Edison bulbs, then you can still get them.
I got the incandescent one.
Okay.
I was like, there were spotlights out there. I was like, I'm not having any of this.
Those are precious. Most of the Edison bulbs you buy today have an LED filament.
Yeah, I
that's
saw
not
those.
actually incandescent.
Okay, as long as they're not illegal.
Serena, no, bruh. What did you do? I don't understand it. And I don't think I will ever understand. So if y'all understand, I need y'all to let me know. Why? Why? Y'all, you cannot make this up. This is night and day. I feel like you really gotta honestly hate yourself or hate what you are to do what she did. What is it, bruh? What led you to do this? You was fine the way you were. I just don't get it, y'all. Look at it. This is crazy, fool. I'm not gonna lie. I like this version better. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and follow.
This is pretty crazy. Apparently, the actual president of El Salvador posted this video last night saying that police intelligence has determined that a group of gang members are hiding in the 10 neighborhood in San Marcos, San Salvador. Today, in the early hours of the morning, we have established a security fence throughout the colony with 2,000 soldiers and 500 policemen to extract every last gang member found in the area. I'm telling you right now, like, El Salvador doesn't mess around when it comes to enforcing the laws because they've had such a serious issue with gang violence, and they're just like, we're not playing this game anymore. We're done. We're done doing this. We're gonna extract this at the root.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they made a big deal about the El Salvadorian president because he was like super right wing, and they were comparing him to Trump? Am I wrong? Is that the wrong one, or was it Argentina? One of those two. But is that what's coming to our southern border now that Trump's in there? Is that what they're going to start doing? But it's going to be Americans over there instead of, if anyone's seen Narcos Mexico, we see who you can trust and who you can't trust over there. Nobody. Is that what they're going to do? Is that what it's going to look like? It's going to be interesting, y'all. It's going to be interesting. Is that what they're going to do in the States for the mass deportation stuff? That'd be a scary sight to see the U.S. armed forces going door to door. How are they going to do it? How do you think they're going to do it? Y'all just pull people over and ask for ID? How do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen with that mass deportation they're planning on doing.
Never explained to me why we're actually here. And I really had nothing against these people. I want to kill them. And you go out in the woods and they'll shoot at you first. You'll see them, they'll shoot you if they get the chance. You have to shoot at them first. It's really bad. I still don't know why I'm here. That's God's truth. 3 months and I don't know why I'm shooting these people.
it's like when they show us the pyramids, they make it look like it's in the middle of the desert, drought. I mean, I see some green down there, y'all. If you look up here, I'll use my mouse, like all the way up here, it looks pretty damn green, some green. But when we see it on TV or on YouTube or online, it just looks like it's in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Like, I mean, Arizona's the middle of the Sonoran Desert, and there's a lot of green out there. So it's crazy to see Egypt in this view, because there is a lot of green out there and a big city right next to it.
Show y'all Cybertruck. I don't know what type of steel they made, if it's some type of special alloy or something, but it's almost like cinder block. It crumbles. This one broke off with the lugs and stuff still attached.
What the hell are you doing in your Cybertruck?
I'm pretty sure
What are you doing?
that they're not supposed to break off in a perfect circle like that. That is so weird. It's concerning. I wonder if it's a defect with the Cybertruck.
So apparently Hot Wheels is losing the quality over the years of the underside of the Hot Wheels cars. So I went to Walmart to see if that's the case.
For comparison, we have this Toyota Supra from 2012. And it has a catalytic converter, a muffler, and an exhaust on the back of it.
I was hoping to originally find one to just take home, but a lot of these actually weren't cars. They were weird designs.
Yeah.
The ones that I did find that were most car related actually didn't have mufflers or exhaust. Like, look at this, blank. And this Camaro one actually had dual exhaust that I found surprising. The only one really. Look at this, blank. Check this one out. We got another one just blank. I really couldn't find anyone, so I looked at this $4 one, blank.
Damn.
And then this end cap was disgusting with a bunch of damaged boxes. No wonder no one's buying this stuff. But again, these all don't really have mufflers, and they just look so bad. Like, who wants to buy this weird Piranha car? And check it out, dude. These packaging.
Bruh. Hey. How are you? Good, thank you.
Look at this,
You're
y'all.
doing a great job. Aw, thank you. Appreciate that.
I've been in the business 36 years, and
Really appreciate that.
I'll tell you now, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, United Technologies, I worked for all three for more than 10 years. It's the best company I ever worked for.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to tell me that.
I will. This will be my last job.
All right.
I don't have to look anymore anywhere.
Thank you. That's so nice.
That's always good to hear.
What a sweet thing to say.
That's all. And now I'll slip him the 20 on the way out.
I know. I didn't
That's
even tip
awesome.
him. I mean, that's.
Dude didn't even make $1, and he was at $14,000 in those, what, 10, 15 seconds. Dude didn't even make $1 yet, and then he made a joke. We should tip him $20. Dude made $14,000. I'm gonna give him 20.
That's how they do it.
It's a cold world, y'all. Don't do that with my DeWalt, y'all. Don't do that with my DeWalt. That's what I want for Christmas.
No, look. It just says like, what's 49?
A little impact drill combo kit. That's what I want Santa to bring me.
Now that we have confirmation that UFOs are indeed in the sky and they are real and we're not crazy, can we talk about the Zimbabwe incident in 1994 where 62 children saw a UFO touchdown on the playground and little men get out of the craft? This is the aerial school in Zimbabwe, and in 1994, 62 school children were outside playing when they saw two crafts touch down near their playground, and they saw little men get off of these crafts. Now, they described the little men all the same. Large heads, dark black eyes, slender bodies with tight-fitting uniforms. And then here, look. Staff at the school had all the children draw out what they had seen on the playground that day, and all the children drew very similar pictures. And then, on top of that, the children said their mouths didn't move, but they talked to us. I never saw their mouths open, but they were talking to me, and they were telling me about stuff that we're doing to the earth and power that we shouldn't be using. That's a whole other story, because what they were told is absolutely wild. But again, would you believe 62 children if they all drew the exact same thing? And then the head of psychiatry from Harvard went to Zimbabwe days after the incident happened, so it was still fresh on the kids' memories, and he interviewed each one of them individually, and he came to the conclusion that these kids were not lying. They saw a craft touch down on the playground in Zimbabwe in 1994. The aerial school in Zimbabwe is only 106 miles away from Mount Nyangani, where people go missing all the time, and there's supposedly a UFO base inside of it.
at them Diddy parties, nigga. We know you was there. We know you was at them Diddy parties.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah. I hope he wasn't at that Dallas game. Was he at that Dallas game? Remember that a while back when Jerry Jones was young at the school and he came out and said, I'm not a Dallas fan no more. I'll never root for him. I hope he wasn't at that Dallas game and nobody caught that.
Some dirty Hollywood secrets only a mega Jewish celebrity like you would know.
Because I'm a stand-up comic and I work alone most of the time, I'm not part of a cast or I'm not in a movie. The thing that I do the most is stand-up. I will sometimes.
But that's not what most people know you from.
Really?
Anyways, finish what you were saying beforehand.
I forget.
Me too, buddy.
Hey, these celebrities trying to get with the times. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna be able to go on the everyday Joe Schmo. Now, this guy ain't no Joe Schmo, right? He's got a lot of followers and all that, and who knows if he's in it. But what I'm saying is, they're not gonna patty cake conversation with you on these types of podcasts. They're gonna ask you the real things, put the pressure on you. This isn't gonna be your Howie Mandel that's probably sponsored by all these Disneys and ABCs and all that. You see what happens when celebrities go on real podcasts. You feel that pressure, y'all.
I was hoping you would remember. What was it?
I don't remember.
It was something about.
It doesn't matter.
Only a mega Jewish celebrity would know.
Sometimes I'll have sex with myself to get a job for myself.
Oh, because you're the top. You're saying because you're already at the top of it, so you don't have to do anything. That's not something to joke about.
I do things to myself.
Because people get assaulted. What are you in Hollywood? People get assaulted in Hollywood. That's not something to joke about.
I still think the Earth is flat. Oh, bro. By the way, I got in so much trouble for that.
Word.
You gotta be careful with that, man. At the end of the day, it's not about whether or not it's flat. It's just question what's going on around you. And that was my point behind it. Was question what's going on. If they came down on me for that, what else is out there for them to? Or what else?
Big bright light.
They're absorbing around it. I know, Allah.
Where? The one that's...
Bro, I'm telling you, that shit... There was a shit ton of fucking lights right now lit up. It's just fucking hovering there.
The white thing on the top? The white dog?
There's no fucking way, bro.
No. I'm scared. I'm not scared, but that's crazy though.
It's just there, bro.
What is it, Daddy?
It's getting brighter.
Oh, yeah. I don't see it though.
You guys don't see what I see on my camera because it's so zoomed.
Bro, you still on the phone? Oh shit, they came back. Look at bro, they're coming back. The lights are coming back.
There's three.
Scaring these poor kids.
There's 3 aliens.
In front of me, bro, right in front of us.
3 aliens.
Look, oh, the other light's turning on.
That's crazy, y'all. In Arizona.
Oh, there's the other lights. What the
Chandler,
fuck,
I believe.
Bro?
Oh, it's okay.
It's gone. No, it's still there. It's still there.
It's hiding in the cloud.
We came extremely close to communists taking over this country. That's what people need to understand.
Yeah, we're still close.
So I got to put this into perspective. In 2016, my brother's mission really was not to have Hillary Clinton win, because if she had won, she's a communist. Then we would have been escalated into communism. So now we have this other woman who they put in. If that had happened, she's a pawn. She's a dummy. She's whatever she is. She doesn't know anything about what she's even doing. She's not even qualified to be the vice president. She's not even qualified to be a senator. She would have done exactly what they wanted to do. Our country would have been a mess if this didn't. Now that's a new dawning, and people should be very proud of themselves.
We're not out of the...
Ellen DeGeneres' new life in the quaint English countryside has gone dramatically wrong. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi, who relocated to England to leave behind Donald Trump's America, found their multi-million-pound Cotswolds home submerged in water following flooding in the area, just days after their move. The couple's new life has gotten off to a rather soggy start. Just last week, they were spotted settling into their new surroundings with a night out at Jeremy Clarkson's pub, The Farmer's Dog. And the dramatic flooding comes after they were prepared to pay £2.5 million over the asking price for their dream English property. Ellen is a well-known collector of multi-million-dollar homes, including a $32 million property in Montecito, where Harry and Meghan live, which she sold earlier this year.
Wouldn't it be crazy if multiple witnesses and victims of the 2017 Las Vegas shooting claimed that there were multiple shooters in the streets that night? And wouldn't it also be crazy if multiple gun experts and military professionals on record do not think it is likely for one man to have been able to fire off the amount of rounds Stephen Paddock allegedly fired from the hotel room? Furthermore, wouldn't it also be crazy if multiple audio recordings from that night seem to show a constant stream of bullets being fired at an impossible rate for the alleged murder weapon? Wouldn't it also be crazy if multiple 911 calls and video footage from that night seem to support these claims? Wouldn't it also be crazy that pictures from the alleged hotel room show only 50 spent bullet casings, and they appear to be on top of the blood that was in there from Stephen? Wouldn't it be crazy if the computer they recovered from Stephen Paddock's hotel room was missing its hard drive, like out the get-go? Yeah, sure. And wouldn't it be crazy that during the investigation after the night of the shooting, Stephen Paddock's house was broken into and allegedly set on fire at one point? And wouldn't it be crazy if Laura Loomer caught the FBI red-handed lying about the investigation? Shout out, Laura. And wouldn't it be crazy that after Stephen Paddock's brother came out saying that the story just makes no sense, he was quickly arrested for having CP on a 20-year-old computer that still used Windows 95. And I mean, lastly, isn't it kind of crazy that, you know, if you stole one $1 chip from a casino in Las Vegas, they would have you caught red-handed on a dozen different cameras, right? So, I mean, where's the footage? Where's the footage at? Anyways, all that would be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Why is nobody speaking about the new iOS update on the iPhone? If anybody is thinking about updating the phone to the new iOS, do not do it. Because if you want to find a video or photo on your camera roll, you simply won't be able to find it. It is impossible to navigate, and they've made the phone worse. Why don't they just leave it?
No, who killed JonBenet Ramsey? Who killed JonBenet Ramsey?
I'm not allowed to talk about it because of lawsuits.
Is that true?
It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true.
Oh my! I really want to know.
I was sued for $980 million.
That's almost $1 billion. It's
I know.
20 million shy.
I know. I was like, couldn't you come up with another 20 million?
For what? For that podcast I saw you talking about it on?
No, a TV show.
Were you
Well,
confronted the father?
Oh, yeah.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. You never really answered it.
No, did he?
You didn't get to follow up or anything like that.
But, I took it easy.
It was a good question. I'll say, you don't say anything, but, you know, it is, you brought up some points that I hadn't thought about, certainly for years, that, you know, who kills somebody and then writes this whole note on the paper that was in the house. I mean, the whole thing. But I need to know who.
It's kind of funny how it's never happened before or since.
That's
ever.
what I love too. That you.
It's a singular event in the history of man.
Get yourself sued.
I'm just.
What happened? Did you settle that case for like what, $500 million? What?
They dismissed the case.
You were on a TV show and you said something, and then you get sued for that.
Yeah, that's.
But how do they come up with $1 billion? You don't.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Do you? With what certainty do you believe you know who killed JonBenet Ramsey?
Just as sure as I know, this table's here and you're sitting in front of me.
Okay, so you believe you know who killed. Do you know
it's
what
a very small pool.
Okay, but you know the person, not it. Don't get yourself drunk. You believe
yourself,
you know
he keeps-
the person.
I know the person.
Okay, and do you believe you know the motive? You do?
Yeah.
Can you say what that is?
No.
You work at Amazon and your shit don't look like this.
Ooh, peak season.
No. Fuck them boxes. We done. We done.
And anybody out there grinding in those warehouses during this time? I remember I was at Macy's warehouse, seasonal. UPS wasn't seasonal, but I was at UPS, did a little FedEx. Anybody else out there grinding right now? Anybody at Amazon? How is it over there?
even had a swimming pool next to a statue that's open to the ocean.
What?
And the legend is that every day at 3 a.m. he would go out there next to the statue of him and he would pray, and that this guy would have parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And invite his friends over, and there were like secret parties, and that apparently mermaids actually would pull up to Brett's house. It's about this old Mexican comedian. Any Mexican people watching this right now, they know exactly what I'm talking about. It was this dude, and he went by the name Cantinflas, and he was a very famous Mexican comedian. His real name was Mario Moreno. There's this really weird legend about this guy. The legend says that one day he was like at a bar or something like that, and some dude named Carlos came, and this dude Cantinflas pretty much ended up telling him like, my dream is to get married to a mermaid. And the dude is telling him like, bro, like I can make that happen for you. So he tells him he has to go and get a house on the beach, decorate your whole house with like marine life. You have to put a statue of yourself facing towards the sea.
Wow.
And he said every night at 3 a.m. you have to go out to that statue and you have to like say this prayer pretty much. This dude Cantinflas ends up doing exactly that. He goes and buys a house on Acapulco near the beach.
Yeah.
Puts a statue of himself facing towards the ocean. And he even had a swimming pool next to a statue that's open to the ocean.
What?
And the legend is every day at 3 a.m. he would go out there next to the statue of him.
Yeah.
Pray. And that this guy would have parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And invite his friends over, and there were like secret parties, and that apparently mermaids actually would pull up to Brett's house. And to this day, his house is abandoned now. The statue's still there, everything's still there. They say that if you go to his house around 3 a.m., 2 a.m. late at night, that you might either hear or you might actually see mermaids swimming in his swimming pool still to this day.
What?
Yeah.
Can you?
Mexico's crazy, y'all. Mexico is crazy. I'm right on the border, and I swear when I first moved here, there was an energy here. There was a weird, scary energy here. I'm used to it now, you know, but when I first moved here, I would go in my backyard like at night just to look out, you know. I'm in a new spot, I'm gonna go check out the back, and I would feel like I'm being watched. Or I would drive, you know, not late at night, I'm a you know, I go to bed by 10 o'clock. I drive like at, I don't know, 8 o'clock to get something to eat or something, and while I'm out there driving, it would just be eerie. Like I would feel like I'm being watched. You know, when you go outside and you feel like you're being watched or you're watching a scary movie, just that feeling, I would feel that out here. Like Mexico's crazy, y'all.
I believe that the explosion that just happened in Miami shook people's homes. This is breaking news. This is happening in Miami, Florida, and it is massive. They have an explosion. Footage is pouring in from all over. The locals that took the footage across the bay literally had their houses shake. That's how big it was. And what news is saying is it was some kind of car fire inside a shipping container.
This is what Nikola Tesla heard when he tested out his spirit radio. These may not be human voices. How terrifying must that have been? Stay weird, y'all.
Last week, he's a weirdo.
He is
Mark
a weirdo.
Zuckerberg came to the White House, kissed my ass. Kissed my ass. Sir, I'd love to have dinner. Sir, I'd love to have dinner. I'd love to bring my lovely wife. All right, Mark, come on in. Sir, you're #1 on Facebook. I'd like to congratulate you. Oh, thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate it. Weirdo Mark Zuckerberg confessed that in 2020, the FBI went to Facebook and the media and gave them the false narrative that the Hunter Biden laptop from hell was Russian disinformation, even though they knew that was not true.
And they pardoned him. So that tells you.
When I laid that high chair, it's gonna be fantastic. Now, it's the perfect spot to see the break. Ooh, look, there's me.
So you can't see it because it's zoomed in a little bit or else it'd be tiny. Odd thing to say, in your living room, we have a camera. We're watching. I guess he's going to say that on live TV.
Minnie Mouse, first time in the parade. So excited. So we make the turn on the Columbus Circle and then put a head down Central Park South. And I gotta tell you, New really get a sense of this parade from this vantage point. I mean, you look at these views, and we have cameras everywhere. I mean, it's capturing this annual tradition like nothing you've ever seen before. In fact, don't look now, but over your shoulder in your living room, we've got a camera. We're watching you. Okay, so we're going to see the artwork of almost 4,000 Macy's parade volunteers.
I know everybody hears the conspiracy stuff about Al Roker, but him telling you to look over your shoulder, you got a camera in the living room watching you? Sounds odd. And then he just literally says it and then says, okay, and goes to something else. Sounds weird.
It's crazy.
Bon bah à l'année prochaine.
He's gonna flip.
Ciao.
Ooh, that water's cold. There it goes.
Oh putain, oh putain. Merde, vite, vite, vite. Retourne dedans. Retourne dedans. Un bout, vite, vite, vite. Allez, les enfants, dedans.
Anybody who wants to know about Antarctica, consider a couple of facts. That treaty, there's not one nation in the world that says, no, we want to explore Antarctica. The biggest military expedition in the history of the world was funded, and Admiral Byrd was the top man. So everything is going as planned, and every 15 minutes he's radioing back. Then he ends up getting a radio signal, but it's not from the command center. It is from an unidentified being. He also ends up seeing two UFOs that are not using any understood means of propulsion.
You see that? So you may have heard a Rothschild passed away in a fire, but did you know he passed away on the 333rd day, and there's 33 days remaining in the year? It gets crazier. It also took firefighters 33 minutes to extinguish the fire. Do with that what you will.
Everyone I've known, which is every president, who's been really read into this stuff, is unwilling to disclose what he learned. And you have to ask, like, why is that? So I think the truth is, and I haven't gotten to the truth, but I've gotten close enough that I'm like, ooh. I think it's very, very disruptive, like way disruptive. It's not just that Lockheed is making a lot of money on anti-gravity technology, or, you know, we've been visited by people from their planet or whatever. I mean, I think there's more there. I mean, there is more there. So, and I'm not, you know, exactly sure. I'm not going to speculate, but I think it's a big deal. I think it's a bigger deal than we often allow for it being. Right. I mean, obviously,
yeah. I mean,
this has been going on for 80 years. So.
Yeah, I could literally, you know, with this technology, not have to go to the airport, wait 6 hours, take my family with luggage. I could be at your house, you know, and have dinner with you right now. Like, you know, and it's to me, it's just a massive crime that we're allowing like cancer.
But can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? So there is this there's this process of recovering of these craft, whatever they are, right? And the so-called biologics that reside within, supposedly. And I'm sure you're aware of this. So how exactly are there so many crashed UAPs? What is that? They have the technology to, you know, travel 150 knots underwater, but they somehow crash a lot. I mean, it doesn't kind of make any sense. They just have like bad GPS or something. It's like they possess technology that defies the laws of physics, but they crash. So I just don't think that makes any sense. And what I believe is true is that these recoveries have been the result of the summoning of these craft. And that's the word that was relayed to me, the summoning of these craft. So, you know, if you're summoning stuff, what does that even mean? You know, you're talking about a phenomenon that exists in the spiritual realm. I mean, that's more like a seance than a science expedition, right? Doesn't make it any less real, by the way, but it changes the category.
The 2006 volleyball incident is one of the more weirder conspiracy theory rabbit holes that I've kind of gone down in recent memory. So here's your trigger warning now, and I gotta kind of dance around some of the word language here, mostly so this video doesn't get taken down. So this whole conspiracy theory revolves around a volley game back in 2006, located somewhere in like South Dakota or maybe Nebraska, where there was this mass unaliving during the game. It kind of has like a little bit of a Mandela effect going on. Some people remember hearing about it, but there's like barely any record of it actually existing. The only evidence that was ever out there was apparently from this home video, and there are a couple screen grabs from the home video that are allegedly from that incident. Now, there's a lot of theories out there, a lot of different rabbit holes like on Reddit and 4chan and places that you can look. But I find it very weird that there's specifically about something with this intense, heavy subject matter, you know? Like, yeah, I know this was back in 2006, but obviously there would have been some type of record of something horrific like this happening. What's so weird about this is that we don't really know anything that happened. Some people were even going as far as saying that this was some type of hit job that went horribly wrong. Honestly, I don't really know what to think about this one specifically. I mean, if an event like this actually happened back in 2006 in some of the states and we don't know about it or there's no record of it, it's very bizarre.
You guys remember that? I kind of remember something like that, but it's foggy. Do you guys remember that?
But hey, that's the internet for you. What do you guys think?
Hold on a minute here. Do y'all see what's going on here? Wendy Williams permanently incapacitated, and they're reporting within 48 hours of TD Jakes having an episode on stage, which at the time of reporting was a medical emergency and then turned into a slight health incident. I really wonder if these two people have anything in common with each other. You can watch the video I made on TD Jakes to see why I'm saying that. There's something, I just can't put my finger on it. I also heard, allegedly, not saying it's true, but that there may be something coming out this week about a certain situation. I'll keep my ears open and let you guys know if I hear anything. By the way, she was playing the part of Lucifer when she started glitching. Yeah, we live in weird times, don't we?
All right, family. Man, it feels good to be back. I'm ready to go full steam ahead. Christmas, I'm staying in town, so I don't got to worry about, being gone for a week and making a week's work. We're on the roll now, y'all. We got a baby on the way next month. It's time to get down. It's time to start grinding. How was your guys' Thanksgiving, y'all? Let me know down below. It was a nice break away from the YouTube to get the mind right, to get my priorities straight. It feels good to be back, y'all. Had a good time over there with the family. Went to see my grandma, y'all. I haven't seen my grandma. I saw her once when I was working at Sonora Quest Quick. That was probably like, I don't know, 7 years ago I saw her, and then before that I haven't seen her forever. So my mom took me down there. It was nice to see her and my uncle. It felt real good, cleansing of the soul. I got to, when you're young, you don't realize, the memories you leave at a house. And now that I'm older, she's 90 years old. I got to walk around. I told her I want to do a little tour of the house. I want to go look at the bathroom. I want to look at the kitchen. I want to look at, the bedrooms, because I had so much memories there, and it was nice to, walk around the house and see all those memories. She told me to take something, to remember her by, and I took something that, reminded me of me being a little kid at the house. So, I took that, and it was nice seeing my grandma and my uncle, y'all. I haven't seen them in forever. But anyways, y'all, let me know down below, how was your guys' weekend? Second YouTube channels down below. Make sure you guys go over there, subscribe. 1,000 subscribers, we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna start getting active over there. Also, this compilation you guys just watched, if you don't like my chit-chatting, these will always be uploaded on my third channel. That link is down below. That won't be up for like a day after, 2 days after, because I don't want you guys to skip my chit chat and go over there and watch those. So be sure to go over there and subscribe. That link's down below. Yeah, y'all, I'm out of here. We're back on the grind. I'm gonna be back tomorrow for another hour banger. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Have a good day, y'all. Happy Monday. Later.